We're running on right outside Edenwald. I think it's Laconia. Description. Fuck, he's got it. Rob, I can't catch you. Give us the direction, man. 11:35, 220, 229. 11:35, 229. Oh, bro, you on, Rob? Bob, you on, bro?
He fucking hit! He bit me!
Rob, I can't catch you!
He bit me! He's reaching! He's fucking reaching! He's reaching! Wait! Get him, look!
11:35, 229.
He's reaching for it! He's reaching for it! He's reaching for it! Look! 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 He fucking hit! He bit me!
Rob, I can't catch
He
you!
bit me! He's reaching! He's fucking reaching! He's reaching! Wait! Get him, look!
11:35, 229.
He's reaching for it! He's reaching for it! He's reaching for it! Look! Look!
sooner than I expected.
Home.
Where you live?
Right here.
Right here. Now, the only other thing that
Response on scene.
how do you feel? What's your reaction towards the cop being shot here, the shooting?
The cop being shot here?
Yes.
It's sad. So sorry. It's
Now, how often you notice shootings around here?
the shootings is crazy. It's absurd. Like, they need to do better.
And anything else you'd like to say about this, man?
Yes. It's too many cops. It's too many shootings. And none of them, nothing.
Do you want to give your name?
Dottie. DOCCIE.
Hi, good evening.
I'm joined here tonight with Mayor de Blasio, First Deputy Police Commissioner Ben Tucker, Chief of Patrol Rodney Harrison, Chief of Detectives Dermot Shea, Chief Larry Nakunin, the Bronx Borough Commander, Captain Jeff Heilich, the Commanding Officer of the Bronx Anti-Crime Unit, Bronx District Attorney Darcel Clark, PBA President Patty Lynch, NYPD Supervisor and Chief Surgeon Dr. Eli Kleinman, Chris Mastromano, the CEO of Jacoby Medical Center, and Dr. Mel Stone. Just after midnight this morning, a brave NYPD police officer doing the job we asked him to do, the job that New Yorkers needed him to do, was shot and killed. I want to thank the dedicated staff here at Jacoby Medical Center for the professional care they always provide whenever we come here, and we're here way too often. I'd like the mayor to say a few words.
Thank you very much, Chief. This is a very, very sad day for our city. We lost a hero by every measure. We lost a hero this evening. Police Officer Brian Mulkeen, 6 years on the job, working in anti-crime in the 4-7 precinct here in the Bronx. This is a young man who made the choice to join the NYPD, to put his life on the line, to protect others. When we met with his family, Commissioner Tucker and Chief Monahan, a number of us spent time with his mom and his dad, his sister, his girlfriend, and we broke the news to them. And one of the things they told us, even with their grief, was that Brian made a choice, an incredibly noble choice, to leave a civilian life, a lucrative career. He wanted to protect other people. He loves this city. He wanted to protect other people. And he put his life on the line, and he gave his life for all of us. And this family needs our support. It's very painful in every way, but to think that their son made this choice and now has given his life, we have to be there for him. He did everything for us. We have to be there for this family. They have to be in our thoughts and prayers, and we have to support them every step along the way. He is someone, and we can tell by just what we've seen this evening, but what we've learned of him tonight, who did everything, put his life on the line because he believed. And I want to ask all New Yorkers to recognize the pain that members of the NYPD are going through right now, having lost their brother. And please, if you see an NYPD officer in the next few days, please take the moment to offer your condolences and support them. Keep this family in your prayers, keep this department in your prayers. Lastly, to everyone at Jacoby, I know they did everything they could do to save Brian. And we thank you, even if it was a futile effort. They put their heart and soul into trying to save him, and we thank them all. Chief.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. All right, I want to remind everyone that the information I'm about to give you is preliminary and subject to change as this investigation proceeds. At approximately 12:30 this morning, NYPD police officers assigned to the Bronx Borough Anti-Crime Unit were patrolling the streets around the Edenwald houses, 1132 East 229th Street. They were there because of gang activity, which included recent shootings in that area. Behind that location, 3 officers in 1 police car got out of their vehicle to question a man. The man fled and a foot pursuit ensued. As Officer Brian Mulkeen and his partner attempted to apprehend the man, a violent struggle on the ground began. On body-worn camera, Officer Mulkeen can be heard yelling, "He's reaching for it, he's reaching for it." At this time, numerous shots were fired, and our officer was struck a total of 3 times. 5 officers at the location fired their service weapons, striking the man. The suspect was pronounced deceased on the scene, and his firearm, a .32 caliber revolver, was recovered by police. Our critically injured officer was rushed here to Jacoby Medical Center, where he was pronounced deceased. Police Officer Brian Mulkeen was 33 years old. He served more than 6.5 years with the New York City Police Department. He was appointed on January 9th, 2013. He lived in Yorktown Heights with his girlfriend, who was also a cop in the Bronx in the 4-4 precinct. The suspect is a 27-year-old man who was on probation until 2022 for a narcotics-related arrest last year. He has several prior arrests in various places, including a burglary conviction in Rockland County. As cops, we know how rewarding our profession can be. But I'll tell you, there is absolutely no worse moment on our job than this. As we stand here this morning, a young man with a bright future who courageously patrolled some of New York City's toughest streets has tragically lost his life. Brian was a great cop, dedicated to keeping the city safe. In fact, just last night, he arrested a male in possession of a gun in his very same precinct. Tonight is a vivid example of the dangers New York City cops face every single day. And there's never a doubt that our officers will continue to put it all on the line to keep people safe. Tragedies like this are not only an affront to the men and women in blue, but to all the people our cops proudly serve. I want to thank everyone who has already reached out to the department to express their condolences. We ask everyone to please keep Officer Mulkeen's loved ones in your thoughts and prayers. I'd like Patty to say a few words before we take questions.
You know, just a little while ago, we had to give devastating news to a family that their hero, our hero, is not coming home because a soulless individual decided once again to walk our streets and carry a gun and struggle with a police officer. That's what happened here last night. We had an anti-crime team that's been taking guns off the street last week. And this soulless individual decides they're going to struggle with a police officer. They've caused devastation to this city, devastation to this department, devastation to this family that will never go away. This morning, many of us are going to wake up to this news. Many of us are going to put our Sunday best off and go out to services. We ask the churches and synagogues and mosques to open their doors today and allow our citizens to come in and realize that they're allowed to worship in freedom because of police officers like Brian. We asked them in part of their sermon today to ask their folks in those pews, the citizens of the city, to bow their head and think about a family upstairs that can't pick their head up because they're so grief-stricken. That's what happens when soulless individuals carry guns and struggle with police officers. They devastate all of us. We can't take that devastation away, but we have to come together to make sure it doesn't happen again. We've been here too often. We know the directions to get here. It has to stop.
Questions?
Can you once again clarify how many times the officer was shot and if the suspect fired over the chest, if you said it was a struggle?
All right. Well, we have, from viewing the body-worn camera at this point, Officer Mulkeen is on the ground wrestling with the suspect for an extended period of time. He's yelling, he's reaching for it, he's reaching for it. On the ground, shots are fired. At this point, it does not appear that the perpetrator's gun was the one that fired it. Officer Mulkeen's gun fired 5 times. At this point, we are not sure who fired Officer Mulkeen's gun. Questions?
Why did they want to question this person?
They're in an area that had numerous shootings as recent as last night. They saw him walking. He looked suspicious. As you see on body cam, he starts running, and you can see clearly he's reaching into his waist trying to pull something out.
Did you find a gun on the scene from?
Yes, he had a .32 caliber revolver.
Thank you.
Thank you.